So the first thing I want to say when it comes to talking about multi-manifestor mastery, and many of you have heard me share this already, I haven't taught this class since 2019, right? So it's been 6 years. But the last time that I taught this class, we manifested $1 million in cash and value. And so I want to share with you some of the stories, some of the powerful testimonies and stories, happily ever afters, that came forth as a result of multi-manifestor mastery. One student manifested more than enough for their writing coach. I set $1,800 as my goal. I received more than enough, hired the coach, and started writing my TV pilot with ease. It felt like Source was writing through me. Spa day that paid for itself. One student said that I went for a $140 spa day. At checkout, they said it's already paid for. I just received it with grace. Worthiness and receiving. I almost talked myself out of receiving complimentary tickets to a $6,000 event because I felt unworthy. When I shifted my mindset, I got VIP treatment, extra gifts, and was welcomed in with ease. And so this is why we talk about cash and value. One of the things that we do in Multi-Manifestor Mastery is we track the value of things as well. And this is profound, profound. Creative and career breakthroughs. I walked into a casting call and was chosen to be the main character in an ESPN documentary. 3 days of filming worth $2,250. It nearly matched my manifestation goal. Family success, and I think this person might even be on the webinar right now. My son is being recruited by top 10 schools for football, including Duke. His education will be fully covered. That's $90,000 a year, far surpassing my original manifestation goal. Unexpected gifts and synchronicities. My partner received a pay raise and immediately shared half with me, taking on extra expenses so I could breathe easier. I realized I had already manifested what I asked for: support and partnership. In Multi-Manifestor Mastery, we recognize that money is just the tip of the iceberg. I think this person is also here 4 times the money goal. My goal was $3,000 to send my mom on a birthday trip. I manifested over $12,000 instead. And I believe then this person took themselves on a trip with the extra money, which is so dope, right? $625,000 in 12 weeks. This person is the executive director of their organization. Our organization raised $625,000 for our gala months earlier than expected. Our consultant of 28 years said she'd never seen anything like it. I know this class made the difference. So let me show you how to get started. Multi-Manifestor Mastery is going to be a weekly Monday night class via Zoom at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, beginning October 6th for 12 weeks. In this class, we're going to learn and practice the tools and strategies and principles that I have used to help my clients manifest happiness, health, success, and money. The happily ever afters that I just shared will be your happily ever afters. And in Multi-Manifestor Mastery, as you saw folks talking about their money goal, one of the things that we do is we choose a specific amount of money that we will manifest in 12 weeks or less, and will prove the principles that we study. So what are we going to be studying? Well, it starts with $1 Million Mastery, because if you hear me say we're going to choose a specific money amount, and you might have a lot of questions, well, what is the amount? And I see $600,000, and I see $3,000, and I see $1,800. How do we choose that amount? Well, I have a very specific way that we choose the amount, but also a very specific way that we track the amount. Because we're going to be using the Multimanifestor Money Tracker to track the cash that is coming in, as well as tracking the value of gifts and other things that we receive. In $1 Million Mastery, we also talk about things that I teach all the time, the thing under the thing, and how to use the manifestation equation. One of those happily ever afters you shared, they realized that the thing that they were really manifesting was support and partnership, that then outpictured as money. Okay. So then after $1 Million Mastery, then I'm going to teach the affirmation codes. I see a lot of BS affirmations out here in the world. There's a lot of folks out here on social media sharing affirmations. They're not affirmations, or they're affirmations for what you don't want. And so in the affirmation codes, I'm going to teach you what an affirmation truly is. An affirmation is a code. It's a program. Think about an app that you put on your phone. And so you recognize that that's a specific set of instructions that then will turn your phone, or if it's a piece of software in your computer, that will turn your computer into something that it wasn't previously. But you got to understand how to write the code properly and then how to install it so that it can become effective. So in the affirmation codes, I'm going to break down the different types of codes, how to install them so that you can write your own affirmation code that supports you in manifesting your money goal. Now, after we understand affirmation codes and we understand the power of affirmations and what an affirmation is and is not, now we can go a level deeper with star sign mantras. You can actually use the energy of your sun sign to manifest. And so I'm going to teach you about the specific energy of your individual sun sign and how to use that for manifestation to manifest the life that you want. But it doesn't just start there, because yes, you have the power of your own sun sign. But a star sign mantra is when you take the power of multiple sun signs, because we actually contain the entire zodiac from our head to our feet, represents the entire zodiac. And then you have a star sign mantra, which is very powerful and empowers you. But it's even a step further, because then you can begin to write star sign prayers. And so one of the things that I'm going to share with you in star sign prayers is a wealth star sign prayer that you can use, pray, remix if you'd like, and affirm out loud as you are starting to sit in the consciousness of attracting the life that you desire, and of course, attracting the specific amount of money that you've declared. And then we move into the gospel of well-being. The gospel of well-being is where I teach the 5 pillars of complete prosperity. God consciousness. Your God concept is everything. What you think and believe about God reflects everything else in your life. When it comes to money specifically, your thoughts and ideas about God are your same thoughts and ideas about money, and vice versa. So you got to get your God consciousness right. And then we got to get our prosperity consciousness right, because people think prosperity is just money. It's not. People also have thoughts and ideas about prosperity that has them casting aspersions on wealthy folks. We got to get all of that right and understand what prosperity really is. Then we got to prosper on purpose. This is where I'm going to teach you specific tools and practices that you can use on a daily basis to support your prosperity consciousness. Now, for those of you who know me and have been working with me for a long time, you know that always includes the 555, but we're going to go much further beyond the 555. That's just the floor, right? And we're going to go deeper in understanding, or go higher, I guess, in understanding the different things that we can do to support us in prospering on purpose. And again, shout out to my neurodivergent folks. I know that sometimes it can be hard to stay on task. I know that sometimes you might not be able to keep the rhythm of the 555. All good, because I'm sharing alternatives with you that you can use that will help you feel good about staying connected to source. The next pillar is give and prosper. You got to give to get. That's a spiritual law. That's a principle. But we got to understand what that means. Yes, that means giving of your finances, but it also means giving to yourself, right? You give to God, you give to yourself, and then you give to others. Additionally, that giving means forgiving. And so we're going to talk about forgiveness practices, because it's necessary. We got to keep the path clear so that our plans of prosperity can land all the time and on time. And then finally, prosper together, recognizing that it is much easier to do this work with someone than all alone. It is much easier to practice the mastermind principle. And when we practice the mastermind principle, we've actually created, as Napoleon Hill writes, a third power that then supports us in doing what it is that we want to do easily and effortlessly. So what I've decided to do for this program, Multi-Manifestor Mastery, is to set up 3 different tiers. So there's 3 different ways for you to get started. First, we start with Platinum VIP. And the Platinum VIP tier, of course, includes all of the live classes, which again, that's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday nights. You'll get all of the course materials and downloads. There's a private community in the Multi-Manifestor app where that's going to be important, because we'll be interacting with each other. Most of your assignments will be to post in the group the assignments that I give you. I already talked about it. The Multi-Manifestor Money Tracker is included. Also, Multi-Manifestor Blockbusters. I love this because We talked about in Act 2, you meet the resistance. And then in Act 3, there's the breakthrough. And I said that in order to get from Act 2 to Act 3, you got to know how to move through the resistance. That's what multi-manifestor blockbusters are all about. I share with you very specific tools in the blockbusters that you can apply whenever you feel stuck. Whenever you feel like things aren't going your way, you can apply one of those blockbusters, like one that I call the Veruca Salt principle. Use the Veruca Salt principle to get you through that experience so that you can move from Act 2 to Act 3. Of course, you'll have access to the recordings in the app. All of the lessons will be added there at the end of each class. Now, in Platinum VIP, there's the bonus of the Best Year Ever course. Many of you are familiar with this course. Many of you have taken this course in the past. This is my program that I've designed to support you in preparing and planning for next year. So this is a practice that I take myself through. I'll start in October, where I read the 30-day mental diet and start to use visioning and other practices to prepare and plan for 2026. I'm giving you that class as a bonus. It's a $97 value. Also, in the VIP tier, you will receive 3 group coaching sessions in addition to the classes. So any other questions that you have, if you want to go deeper, have some closer support with me, that's what you will receive in those group coaching sessions, and that's a $297 value. In the Platinum tier, the only thing that's different is you'll get everything that I just named, but you will not receive the bonus of the 3 coaching sessions. And for live access doesn't include the bonuses, and you will have access to the recordings of the class for the duration of the class. And since the class will actually end in December, it'll actually be through the end of the year, because we'll be going into the holiday season, and you might want to review the classes while you're on your break. So you'll have access to those recordings through the end of the year, and then that access will be removed. So you may be asking me, thinking, well, what is the cost? What is it going to cost for me to get involved in this? The VIP tier is $997. The Platinum tier is $597. And the live access tier is $397. So again, the differences are VIP, you receive all the bonuses. Platinum, you receive all of the bonuses except group coaching. Live access, there are no bonuses, and you will have access to the recordings through the end of the year. The next question you may have for me, okay, PG, are there payment plans? Yes, there are payment plans. Each tier has a 2 payment plan. So that means that you can get started for $200. That's the live access. If you want the Platinum plan and you need the payment plan, that's 2 payments of $300, and VIP is 2 payments of $500. One of the reasons that I set this up as a 2 pay instead of a 3 pay is because I don't want y'all to have these payments interfering with your holiday. Right? So make your first payment this month, second payment in October, and then you're not worried about trying to pay off a class and also buy some toys for your nieces and nephews. Okay? So I think that's helpful and effective. But again, whether you choose the payment plan or whether you choose the full pay, you'll get the bonuses in your tier no matter what. Platinum VIP is $997, Platinum is $597, and live access is $397. So to reserve your seat today, you can scan this QR code. You can screenshot this if you want, if that feels good to you. I'm going to pop this in the chat as well so you all have it. Let's see. Have the link. Beautiful. And I want to make sure that you understand the process, because it can be confusing. So when you go to the website, one, I encourage you to do this from a computer rather than the phone, because it is easier if you do it from your computer. But either way, when you go to the page, you're going to see this page on your phone, your tablet, or your computer. Scroll to the tier that you want, right? The first button is going to be for the full pay, and the second button is for the 2-pay plan. Once you click the button that you desire, you're going to be asked to log in. If you already have a Multimanifestor account, then where that arrow is, look for where it says log, at the bottom where it says log in, and that's what can be confusing. People start to create an account, but you actually want to log in if you already have an account. If you do not have an account, then create one, right? You could try to create one, and then you may find out, oh, I do have one already, okay? So make sure you log in if you already have a Multimanifestor account. If you don't, then create a new one, all right? If you don't remember your password, you'll see there you can click to forget password and go through the password reset. Once you've logged in, then you will be at the page where you can enter your name and your credit card information. So I wanted to make sure that everybody understand those steps. But of course, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. No worries, we'll get you squared away. Oh, there's one more thing. For everyone who registers, the first 20 registrants that register by September 20th, I am going to send you an exclusive gift. I'm going to send you this journal, which has the Multi-Manifestor motto and mantra, it's still possible. I always say, remember, a prosperous life is still possible, and it all begins in mind. And so you can use this journal. This will be your personal journal that you can use for class and take your notes and keep everything in one place. And I always love to have journals that are special, right, for a specific purpose that give me a certain vibe and a certain feeling. And so that's my desire for each of you that register and get this journal. So the first 20 registrations that register by the 20th, I will send you this journal. It's a really high quality journal. I love it. I'm kind of a snob when it comes to journals, so y'all know I'm gonna send you something that's good. This ain't, something flimsy, okay? But again, I thank you all. I thank you all for being a part of this webinar. I thank you for hanging out with me.